We are covering the sad news this morning that Olivia Newton-John has passed away after a long battle with cancer. Her husband, John Easterling, posted the news online confirming Dame Olivia Newton-John at the age of 73 passed away peacefully at her ranch in Southern California this morning. This was posted on Facebook. There it is. Surrounded by family and friends, we ask that everyone please respect the family's privacy during this very difficult time. Olivia has been a symbol of triumphs and hope for over 30 years, sharing her journey with breast cancer. Of course, tributes began immediately right around the world, starting with her daughter Chloe, who shared this very touching, beautiful image of her with her mother. And Grease co-star John Travolta said, "My dearest Olivia, you made all of our lives so much better. Your impact was incredible. I love you so much. We will see you down the road and we will all be together again. Yours from the first moment I saw you and forever. Your Danny, your John." And that's a loss felt by millions of lives around the world that she touched. And let's go to New York. That's a city where she touched so many lives. And joining us is CNN's entertainment reporter Chloe Melas. Chloe, thanks for your time this morning. As I mentioned, we were talking a little earlier to a gentleman in Los Angeles. It's not just a death that's felt so much here in Australia, but right around the world, including the US and in particular, New York City.
That's so sad. Olivia Newton-John was an icon. She broke so many records in the music industry, and she really opened so many doors for women in music. I had the great pleasure of interviewing her in 2017. We spoke about her career, her breast cancer foundation. We talked about how the impact that the movie Grease had on her career. I want to just read you a little bit of what she told me a few years ago. She said, "I don't think anyone could have imagined that a movie like Grease would go on almost 40 years and would still be popular and people would still be talking to me about it." She told me that in her concerts, she would even sing songs from Grease because she knew that that's what people wanted, and she would pepper in other songs like Let's Get Physical and other songs into her repertoire. But she really was such a multi-hyphenate star. She could sing, she could act, she was a triple threat, all in front. You saw this beautiful smile, this happy person bringing joy into everyone's lives, but this backdrop behind her of breast cancer, then spinal cancer for decades. And she spoke to the Today Show last year, and she said, you know, her cancer was back again, and that she had good days, she had bad days, but it was really her husband and her family that were getting her through.
And so many words obviously used to describe her, Chloe, but among them all, obviously beauty and grace too. Despite it all, she had that grace right into the end in front of cameras that followed her around for most of her life.
I mean, that's why we all fell in love with Sandy, right? I mean, that's why we all wanted to be like her, dress like her. I can't tell you the amount of people every year who still dress up like Sandy from Grease for Halloween here in the United States. She's iconic. She even told me in 2017 that she still owned those famous high-waisted, shiny black leather pants and that they were still hanging in her closet. But she was the epitome of grace and style, and such an unfortunate tragedy, a life gone too soon at just 73 years old, leaving a hole in the hearts of her fans, her family, her daughter, Chloe. I told a funny story earlier today on CNN that my mother named me Chloe because Olivia Newton-John named her daughter Chloe a few months before. Right? That's the kind of impact that Olivia Newton-John had on people. People just wanted to do what she was doing. And my mother may be an extreme case, but, you know, she really was such a great person. And I also want to point out that she started the Olivia Newton-John Cancer Wellness Research Center in Melbourne. And she was always trying to fight for a cure for cancer. And she really was, unfortunately, sort of the poster woman for it, but as someone who was really also not just fighting the battle personally fighting the disease, but also fighting to find a cure and raise money.
Yep. Chloe, really appreciate your time this morning, and thanks for sharing your story with us. Chloe there from CNN, Chloe Melas there from CNN in New York City, CNN's entertainment reporter joining us. Thank you, Chloe.